Are you beatboxing right now? Put on your original sound for
Oh,
musicians. I
what the
can't
fuck?
hear it.
Is it not on? How the fuck? Okay, hold on.
Okay, you just have to project. I heard like a little bit, but
All
it
right.
wasn't.
All
Okay, here
right.
we go.
All right. I'll do it. I'll do it so I'll be louder then. Okay.
Okay, here we
All
go.
right.
Oh no, it's like gone. I like can't hear it.
Ah, damn it. Okay, I guess let's do the
I think
regular
it's fate
intro.
that I don't do it. They're just gonna have to wait until the actual rap battle comes
Damn
out.
it. All right, let's do a regular intro then.
Okay.
No, I'm so disappointed. That ruined my day.
Ah,
God damn it. All right. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of OverVoice Season 3. Today I'm joined by the lovely Jonna Lynn Alonso. Jonna, would you like to introduce yourself, my buddy?
hello, hello. I'm Jonna Lynn Alonso, but I am widely known as just Jonna. I am a voice actor. I'm a singer. I'm also apparently a rapper as well.
Hell yeah.
I am also a writer, a director, a producer, a storyteller in general. I dabble in a lot of different things. So it's super fun to be in this space with Vic and uh, get to be interviewed for some reason. I don't know
Oh,
why me, but
that's
it's
what
fun.
well, it's lovely to have you on. Well, like we've known each other for a couple months now, so but like at
Think
this point,
so.
it's like it's I think it's time to bring you on and put you in the hot seat now.
All right, all
Um,
right.
but yeah. So my first question for you, Jojo, is um, yeah, what's your voice acting journey been like, and how'd you get into it?
Oh yeah. So, um, it was fun starting because I just finished college and I decided to take a gap year, which is apparently very similar to a lot of other VA's tracks. They graduated college. A lot of them did psychology. I did as well. So we were doing a gap year and I was in the job market. I was just taking time for myself after, 15 years of schooling, and I just wanted a break from all of it. So a break means I get to vegetate on the couch and play games and watch anime and cartoons and movies and stuff like that. So I had a lot of time on my hands, and when you have a lot of time on your hands, you think some really interesting things. And I come into to voice acting with a very robust background in theater and music and just other types of creating in general, illustration stuff as well, drawing. So I was just always creating as a kid. But I decided to pursue uh, psychology because it was very interesting to me, and it was a great way to um, figure out why people work the way they do, why they think the way they do, why they behave the way they do. Um, and just kind of getting into people's brains. It sounds manipulative, but it's very informative of why things happen. So I was super interested in that topic, and I actually wanted to, like, after the gap year, I wanted to go to grad school um, to become a psychologist, either a therapist or at one point I wanted to be a professor. So I was gonna get like a doctorate, like I was gonna make the big bucks, but now I'm a struggling artist once again. Uh,
I mean,
but
you
it's
could you
it's
could still make the big bucks. I mean,
struggling,
it
yeah,
just
yeah.
takes a lot
It'll take
more
time.
work.
Yeah, like I'm nowhere near like you know whatever, but it's the most fulfilling work that I have done in a very long time. Like I love doing theater. I loved being on stage, being off stage, being under the stage as a pit musician. Um, and like that was the most fun, was just like being in the moment and telling these stories in very diverse ways with very diverse people. Um, and I don't know, something very interesting clicked in my brain when I was taking a break, and I was like, man, it must be so cool to be in these games and to be in anime and be in animations. So I used my research background because you learn a lot of research in psychology courses, and I was like, I'm gonna figure out how to do this. So I took a couple months to learn everything I could, and I was like, you know what, you just got to put a product out there and just do it. So I did, like, a few months later, I was like, hey, I'm starting voice acting, blah, blah, blah. And it just kind of spiraled from there. And yeah, now I get to do a bunch of really cool things I never thought I would do, and explore facets of my personality and my voice and my body in different ways that I never thought I could. Because I'm like if you didn't know, I'm not your traditional type of person. Like I'm like 4'8". I'm 90 pounds. I'm very tiny, very petite. So I use that to my advantage. Like I voice a lot of kids, a lot of babies, lots of young boys, you know, teenage girls, people who sound like me, young adults. Like that's like the biggest range that I can do. That's what I mostly book. But like it's so fun to like embody those characters because um they're so rich in how they behave and how they think and how they feel. And it's just fun to embody a character for a period of time and tell their story in ways that move people and make people feel. So yeah, I just kind of I was bored and I was like, this sounds cool. And it's like always been in the back of my head. Like my roommates and I back in college, we were like, hey, we should like we're actors, like we could be voice actors too. And we were like joking about it. We're like, we can make a reel really easy. Advice, don't start a reel until you're ready. You hear this all the time, but if you don't, I'm telling you now, don't start a reel until you're ready. Like I technically don't have professional reels done. But like yeah, spoiler alert. They're not good, guys. Seriously, don't like don't get your hopes up.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. It actually sounds pretty decent, to be fair.
They're fine. They're fine. They're fine. Like they're just samples of me doing silly voices and silly characters just to like showcase my range. But like I have been very, very fortunate to work on a lot of really wonderful things that expand my range in so many different ways, not just in voice print, but also in the types of characters I can embody and the stories I can tell. So like I'm in the process of making my visual reel right now.
Hell yeah.
And it's hard, like I'll show you later, Vic. But it's hard to like decide what I want to put in it because I'm like, man, I really love this part, but like this part would work really well in here, but like it's just too long of a scene. So it's like being very nitpicky on like the what I want to showcase in like, you know, a specific amount of time. And like that's how reels work in general. But yeah, I'm super excited to pump that out. Like once, like I was mentioning earlier, I just finished a rap battle. Then I will link it. I will send it to Vic when it's ready. But you know, it's like I never thought I would do a project like that. Like someone just reached out to me and they were like, "Hey, I really admire your work. Like we've been in a project or two together. You were wonderful. I was wondering if you want to do this thing." Referrals are amazing. I love referrals. It warms my heart to be perceived. I'm like, wait, like you guys see me?
Perceived
I'm
in a
like,
good way,
y'all can
probably.
see me, you can hear me, like that's crazy.
Yeah, perceived in a good
So
way, by the way.
in a good way, yes, exactly. But yeah, just like the idea that people, I'm gonna go on tangents, just so you know.
Oh, please do. Please do.
There you go. Yeah, but it's what referrals are wonderful. I'm very, very grateful for the people who recognize my work and recognize me as a person and think that I can bring something valuable to their project. And that's what happened with that rap battle. So I'm really excited to see how it turns out. Like we were recording it yesterday. And it's okay. It's not under NDA. You're fine. That would be so bad if I just said all this stuff, but we're good.
I think by the time this releases, I think it'll be out.
We'll be fine. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, so I think it'll be fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. But there's not an NDA, so it's okay. But yeah, we recorded it like yesterday, and you know, we did the raw vocals, and then we did like all the backup tracks and the ad lib and the alts, and it was wild, like hearing it all come together. Even just like with you know the raw vocals and then like two backup tracks, just like how full it sounds and like how good it sounds without like even any proper mixing. Like it's just wonderful how good the voice sounds in these types of situations. So that little tangent. Where was I before this? Reels. Don't do a reel until you're ready. Like I said, I don't have pro reels done yet, but I am currently in the process, whenever this releases, or it might be in the future, I don't know. But like from the time that we're recording now, I'm currently in the process of making my interactive demo. And it's so fun. Like I get to, you know, for homework, I get to play games. Like
Hell
That's
yeah.
the best freaking thing. So I get to play games that I love and, see myself being in and want to be in, but also games that I don't play regularly. Just to like expand my view, expand my perspectives on like the types of characters that exist and that I could potentially play. Because like you're only limited by your imagination, right? Like yeah, for me, I book a lot of kids, a lot of, young adults, a lot of teenagers, but like that doesn't mean I can't play like 70-year-old women or like a goblin here and there, like it might not be as common, but like it doesn't mean you can't do it. It's like one of my coaches said something very, very brilliant where they were like, we all have every character within us. It's just a matter of like who can do it more believably. So it's like for me, I can do kids very, very easily. Maybe for Vic, not so much. We don't know. I don't know. I don't like you just an example, right? Like,
Yeah.
Vic can do more like masculine sounding characters. I can do a young boy, whatever. It's like it just depends on like what, the project is, the client.
I really want you to voice like the most Lovecraftian, disgusting monster. I think that'll be
Oh
really
my gosh,
cool.
it's a matter of time, right?
Yeah, I want you to do more creature stuff for real. Yes.
I know, yeah, creature voices. I gotta explore that more too. Um, but yeah, like you're just limited by your imagination
Mm,
and just like where you are now. It's like you just take little baby steps every day towards your goal.
yeah.
Like I used to not be able to do like very low sounding characters. Um, and like I don't book it as often as I do like higher sounding characters. Um, for like perceived younger or whatever. But like I have noticed like a big difference in my like just vocal range, like just in my regular vocal print, just by doing the work, just by going into the booth and like playing around with like a deep sexy voice for like I don't know 15 minutes, but that adds up over time. So
Mm,
it's the baby steps, right?
yeah.
um
And thankfully
but
in
like
voiceover, I mean, there's obviously some typecasts here and there, but I wouldn't
Hey, but
say.
typecast, the thing is, okay, here's my hot take about typecasts. Typecasts uh give you money.
Ex- yeah, they sure
Like
do.
that's
I,
literally like I like guys, keep casting me as babies, young kids, teenagers and young adults because that's my bread and butter. I
yeah.
can do it.
I mean, being typecast is not a bad thing, but like, if you
It's
want to
not.
expect,
Yeah,
but like, just know you know you're not always gonna be put in this box forever. You can
exactly.
always
Yeah,
expand.
exactly. It's like
It just takes time to like build and practice those skills.
exactly. Yeah. It's
Because
like we
when
all have these characters within us. It's just a matter of like the extent that they're believable for one person or another, right?
yeah,
So it's like some people may have like that very warm, very gentle, natural tone, and that works for a lot of, older characters, mature characters. I don't think I sound like that. I sound like a child. But that's not a bad thing. It's just who I am. And
it's funny you say that because you're like the most mature person I actually know. So
mentally.
it's mentally,
Well, thank you. Yeah, just like how I am, how I sound, how I'm perceived, is more skewing more younger, immature, whatever the associated words. But it's just a matter of you doing the work to like expand your range in however you want to. So whether that's
yeah,
the types of characters you play, your actual like you may not be able to change your anatomy as much, but like your voice is very stretchy. It can go every way,
yeah,
like every direction.
yeah.
So
The
it's
voice,
just playing with that.
yeah, the voice is a
um
muscle, so keep
it
training it.
is, yeah, the more you work it, right?
Yeah,
So that's the fun part. So it's like once you know once you know like really what you're really good at, that's like a great place to like start marketing yourself and things like that, and like also a great thing to showcase in your reels once you're ready, and once other people think you're ready too. So I've been doing this for like what 2 years professionally, but like I didn't think I was ready until like I talked to a lot of people, and I was really lucky to be consistently booking things.
you mentioned you've been doing it professionally for 2 years, but like
Yeah.
when you started out, was that like I imagine you had like some sort of like I'd say like sort of casual-ish experience beforehand. Like how many years before?
Like honestly, just a few months. It's like,
Oh yeah,
it was just like, oh, whenever I can like get paid, like that's like, whoa, awesome. Um,
yeah.
so it's like, yeah. And um, oh my God, where was I before this? Reels, something about reels.
That's all
Yeah,
good.
I was talking to, a bunch of people, Vic included, and we were like, talking voiceover stuff and, um, a lot of coaches too. They're like, yeah, I think you're ready, to make a reel, or at least like, start thinking about it. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. And, like same with the visual reel, like more work is just going to keep pumping out, which I am so fortunate for. So like as those comes out, I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw this in here. I'm going to throw this in the visual reel, this in here. So that's wonderful. And that's a great marketing tool, because like our attention spans are very small. So
Yeah.
seeing something visual along with like, the showcasing of your acting and your different voices and things like that is wonderful. So like that was a goal of mine, was, do enough work to showcase a wide range of vocal styles and genres and characters.
I'm very finicky about visual reels because like I want to make one
I
so
know,
bad.
I know the
I
one you
probably
want to make. I know it's gonna be so good when you finish it.
like I
But
because I could probably make one now, but like I want to wait for more things to come out, you know.
yeah, sure. Yeah, I have so many great ones coming out. Who knows when? I don't know. It could be the end of the year. It could be fucking. Oh, sorry. It could be a few
Oh,
years.
by the way, yeah, you can swear as much as you want.
Oh, thank God.
This video is not made for kids. Go
Oh,
nuts.
thank God. All right. Okay. So I can I swear a lot too. So um yeah, it's I have no idea when things are gonna come out. That's the nature of voiceover, right?
Yeah.
So you're just like, hey, that came out. I recorded that.
Yeah, for
So
real.
yeah, it's fun. Like I'm so good at send and forget. I like it's I do the thing. I forget what I say. Like I'll read the lines, like I'll do the character, but like I will forget immediately what I said right after. So like if I mess something up, like this happened during the rap battle. Like I would say a line or two wrong, and then the director was like, "Oh, you missed that word." And they were like, "That word is a different word." And I'm like, "Is it? Like, did I say that?" Like my memory out of here. But it's very helpful for send and forget, because you do the character, you don't get too in your head, because that's something that happens to actors a lot. Any creative really. So I do the character, I send it, I forget it immediately. Unless it's like a big character with that, like I spent a lot of time
Yeah.
crafting and working on, which, um, it deserves its time. I mean, every character deserves time and
Yeah. You never
attention.
really know like what ones, you get booked for. Sometimes like something you said
Absolutely.
like
So yeah,
some
it's just a shot in the dark, right? It's like I'm gonna do my best interpretation of this character, in my opinion. Like I'm not. That's another tip. Do the character that you want to do, not what you think the director or the casting director wants. So it's like, is this character? I'm not going to go into examples. I can't think of any, but
that's all good.
yeah, no, it's just like, think about that. Especially when it comes to like two takes. I know that's a big topic of discussion too, and like questions people ask a lot is it's like, do I just submit two takes? Like how should I do two takes? It's like, always, people always say do two very distinct takes. So whether that's a completely different voice print, whether that's completely different intent, just make sure they sound completely different, right? And a fun little thing that I do is my first take, I do what I want. So I throw in
Yeah.
a lot of improv, I throw in a
Well,
lot of ad
it should be
libs.
what you want. So like
Exactly, right? So something I'm really proud of and that I crafted myself, and I like, based it off what the character is and their personality that I embodied for that time. And then it was like my interpretation. And then the second take is, something completely different, and maybe something more in line with what the director might want. So like, it's a little bit of a mind game, but like, don't stress about it too much when it comes to at least like the first take, whatever that is, like whether you do one take or two. The thing you send, you should be proud of, first of all. Um, but also something that you crafted for yourself, right? So it's like, take whatever clues you want, create the scene. Like it's not just quotes in space, right? It's like, create the scene that these lines exist in. And like hopefully every line that you are given in your sides is something that you can make completely different scenes from, and show off your range, right? So it's like, maybe this one is super happy, maybe this one is super sad, maybe this one is super angry, but like different contexts and different settings for all of those, right? So like, play with your proximity, play with your scene partner, play with your vocal placement, play with your emotions, like things like that, right? So it's finding those levels and really playing with that, because like, it's the scene building and all the pre-work that comes with creating a character. So it's all that character work that informs those, like, I don't know, 15 words.
Yeah.
But it's in all of that work that you create something that
and really
truly moves
and like
someone.
take that time to like really stick to your vision, because your vision is different from like everyone else's visions, even the
Absolutely,
director.
yeah.
But like the director will be like, I really like that vision. Let's bring you on.
Exactly, yeah. And like, when we hear strong choices, it does not have to we're deviating so far from your question. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. It's perfectly fine.
But yeah, but when we hear strong choices, strong does not equate to big, right? So you don't have to be like yelling and like, being as big as life when there's like an exclamation point. Honestly, it depends on the scene you make and the intent of the character and the personality of the character. Like, maybe a scene where your character is very angry. Anger doesn't have to be just loud and aggressive. Anger can be very, very focused and very intimate. And you can get very close to your mic and get really close into your scene partner's face. See, it's choices like that versus, I'm so mad at you, this is the worst thing that could ever happen. It's a big difference that, like, here, there's your 2 takes, right? But like, I think the ones that are very meticulous and like, even like, they can be so small, but you're just like, oh, I never even thought of that, are so interesting. So like, I implore the people who are voice actors who listen to this, or like anyone who does something similar, um just really emphasizing the character work and that pre-work into your character. It's like, yeah, there's no guarantee you book this job, but the job of voice acting is auditioning, right? So it's like, you want to put out something you are proud of, something you are happy with, because when you do, you put out your best work. And when you put out your best work, you lay the seeds to potentially open opportunities for other things. So you may not book this job, but maybe your audition was so good. Maybe you were a runner-up for this role. Like, you never know. So
like, you
maybe
really never know. Like,
you really don't know.
Like
So it's
for example, like a recent example, I have a recording session later today, and I recorded the audition was I recorded it at like 4 a.m. I was tired as hell. And like,
literally,
I booked like 2 characters. I'm like, shit,
oh
all
my
right.
gosh. And you got it. It's like, it's wild. So it's like, you never know what the process is of like how they listen to it, or like what's going on in their heads. So don't stress about it, because it doesn't affect you, right?
But like,
You can't control it. Like,
but
it's just
it's always good to do the work, because like the more work you
oh,
do, like
yes.
you'll find like a more streamlined process. Or like, okay,
Yeah,
it becomes like
exactly.
more easier, and less like less time consuming. But there's never
Yeah,
spending more time on it is never a bad thing, as long as you don't go
exactly.
past the deadline, of
Yeah, maybe
course.
like not like maybe like not a few hours on one
Yeah,
roll, right?
but like, if
So
you have like a day before, that's still a lot of time.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So there's a lot of factors when it comes into it, but like, when it comes to, fixating and worrying about what the director wants or what this casting director wants, it's not going to help you, because
Yeah.
it's out of your control. So the only thing you can control is you.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
so
like an extra tip, which I
mhm,
learned last year.
mhm,
So, and since like auditioning, if you like send maybe like well, not send, but like if you do 2 takes, right,
mhm,
and you haven't sent them off yet, but like you have them and they're done,
mhm,
what I do sometimes is I leave the studio for a bit, for a couple hours, where I have a shower or go for a drive, because like
mhm,
it's that weird like subconscious thinking, like when you're not doing the things when you're in the moment, because sometimes when you're auditioning, you're like, oh my god, it's time to audition. But
mhm,
like sometimes you have like really good ideas, like, oh my god, what if I do this? So you can still, and you still have time to send it. So if you want to
mhm.
listen to the stuff you did when coming back, and it's like, okay, maybe I can
Yes.
do this differently. It's like you can have like
Yes.
it's like a weird sense of reflection, but like not a
Yes.
lot,
No,
but like
it is.
yeah, but
It's
like not a lot.
actually
Yeah,
true. Yeah,
yeah,
you're absolutely right. Like, we are so like in the moment when we record it, and we're like, yeah, that sounds good. But like, I implore people to use this because like, just take an hour to step away, get out of the booth, do something not audio related. So I don't know, play a game, go outside, take a walk, whatever. But like, just take a break from the audition and come back with more objective ears, because like I said, we are very in the moment, and we're not as objective when we first hear it. So it's just letting it settle and like forgetting about it. You come back fresher. And like, that is so effective for if you're ever in a funk, if you need a break, because you should take breaks.
Mm.
So yeah, and like, if you're feeling tired, if you're like, I've done like 5 takes of this, like it's not landing, I need to take a, I need to get out of this. Just leave it. Just leave it, go
Mm.
somewhere else. And just come back.
Yeah, man. The
At
work's not
least
good.
an
The
hour.
work's
Like, honestly, it's
yeah.
better like even overnight if you have the time.
Yeah. Like the
But
work's
like,
not
it
going
is
any the
so
work's not
effective.
yeah, the work's not going anywhere and neither are you.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, if it's one audition, it's one
Yeah.
opportunity. Like I was saying before, it's like, you want to do the pre-work, do the character work beforehand to really craft something that you are proud of, that you are happy with, because that is going to be your best work. Even if it's, objectively not good, but like, that doesn't exist. So like, it's your best work,
Yeah.
right?
For at
So
the
you
time,
submit that at
like
the
at
time.
that yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you
at
because you're
that
gonna get
moment in
because
that
you're
day.
yeah, because you're gonna get better like every like passing
Exactly.
second, you know? So
Yeah,
like
exactly. The more auditions you do, the more times you go into the booth, the more times you just give yourself permission to play and have fun, the more you get better. Even if it's just 5, 10, 15 minutes a day.
mm.
Even not even every day. Just like finding something consistent for you, it will pay off way down the road.
You mentioned
Um,
something about ranges before when and it just
yes.
kind of reminded me like when I started. When I started out, I was really young at the time, so I had a very
Mm-hmm.
higher register, and I still kind of do. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still a tenor, but
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh my God, imagine if you started like during puberty and like
oh,
your
it
voice
definitely
just
was puberty.
drops. Oh my
It was during puberty. I
gosh.
was 16, so I was like
That's
really,
wild.
I was really high.
That's a
Um,
shift.
nah, but like I could still maintain the high stuff still, could do the like
That's
practice.
awesome.
Which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
which I'm really thankful for. But
Uh-huh.
I ended up watching like a couple anime and stuff, specifically like Diavolo from JoJo. I really wanted to be like that
Yeah.
deep graveliness. Like I was like, oh, I really want to do that. So I don't do this by the way, because it actually you could actually easily fuck destroy your throat if
Yes, be
you spoke
careful.
up.
Be
So
careful.
don't do what I did, but also take it into consideration if you want.
Uh-huh.
But I ended up practicing a lot. Thankfully, didn't destroy my vocals, but I just practiced like 5 minutes a day trying to get like that deep, gravelly stuff in it. And like over time, it just kind of felt more natural. And I've been doing a lot more
Yeah.
creatures now,
Yeah.
and a
So
lot more
it's
deeper
yeah.
characters, which is like
Mm-hmm.
compared to like when I started out,
Yeah.
it's it is insane. But like,
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's just, it's playing a little bit here and there, and like stretching yourself just a little bit, you know, every single day, or like however many
yeah,
times you do
the
it.
rule I
Cause
have
like
for
that,
the yeah, oh sorry, sorry to interrupt, but the rule I have
yeah.
for creature voices is I say practice 2 minutes a day with those vocals because like if you can maintain it, the more you maintain it, it's a lot better for you.
Yeah.
And like it will kind of accumulate over time. But also
Hmm.
I say 2 minutes because if you do it more, you actually destroy your throat depending on how hard you
Yes.
go. So like
Yes.
vocal
Yeah.
health's important,
Extreme
people.
vocal. Yeah. I'm not an extreme vocalist. So I can't give too many tips on that, but
That was
I
specifically
can
for you.
attest.
That was specifically for you because I want you to do
Hmm.
so many creatures. To be specific.
Yeah, my little gremlins.
Yeah, more
Yeah, yeah.
goblins, please.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But like, even the note of like, extending your lower range. That was something I have been working on, since I started. Cause like, this is how I usually normally sound, but like, I'm it's very easy for me to go into higher registers and do like very high pitched characters. Like, it's very easy for me. So it's like, the what I wanted to work on technically was, just lowering the register, using more of my chest, using, my throat, whatever. So that was something I really wanted to work on. So like, I would do characters in that voice. I would talk in that voice around the house. It was weird, but I did it. But yeah, it's being consistent with that, and just like giving yourself the permission to sound silly, and like embody it however. So like, I can do those sounds a lot easier than I could when I first started.
Yeah.
And like, I'm still growing. I'm still expanding my range. However, and like my voice is gonna change in 5, 10, 20 years. Same with everyone else. Like
Yeah.
I might not be able to reach the registers and the frequencies I can now over time, but that's the beauty of
Yeah,
aging and the beauty of
Jonah's
voice.
gonna have like a smoker's lung, and it's gonna
Oh
be like the most
yeah.
raspy shit.
Yeah. No. No, no, no. Who knows? Who knows how I'll sound?
I
But
actually
like
I actually have a quick question for you.
yes, yeah, we
When
should get
you,
on track.
oh no, it's okay. This is
No,
perfect.
no.
This is amazing. If you weren't
Yeah.
yapping, I wouldn't have you on. So don't
I
even
know
worry.
I'm a
Do not
yapper. We're
apologize.
yappers when we're in
We're
the same room.
yappers.
Okay,
This isn't our
perfect.
first time. This is our first rodeo.
Good.
But like super quick. But
Hmm.
dude, when you record auditions and you
Hmm.
record a take that's like really good, do you ever like replay it in your head multiple times? It's like, oh man, that sounds so cool. Why did I
Dude,
sound
I
so
don't
cool?
even replay it in my head. I replay it for me. I replay it in my ear. I'm like, man,
No, that's what I mean. I mean,
oh,
replay
then
it for
yes.
me. Yeah, that's like,
Yes, a lot. Oh my gosh. Because sometimes like my biggest goal, it like if the character calls for it, if the project calls for it, is if I do a voice where I can't even recognize myself, I cooked.
oh, Jojo, show him your earrings. Show him the
Oh
earrings.
yes, they're watermelons.
Yes.
Yes. I can only wear them now because I'm not recording something that will be needs to be broadcast quality or something. Cause like I would wear the jingling ones, but that would get
Yeah.
annoying.
And
Yeah.
if it jingles once during the end, I'm just gonna replace the sound with something else.
We need the soundboard from Discord.
Yeah, it'll be the metal pipe falling if every time it jingles.
Oh man, no, these ones don't jingle. I mean, they might hit. No, I mean, I'm using a different mic, so they won't even like you won't hear it from here, so it's fine.
True.
Anyway,
But
where
yeah.
did we leave off?
Well, my next question to you,
Okay, next
Jojo.
question. It's
Like
gonna be one question for every 40
yeah.
minutes. I can
Yeah.
see it. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be one question every 40 minutes. Hell yeah.
Literally.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
But I don't mind, so it's all good.
that's fine. Okay, just hit me with it.
All right. Next question for you is,
Okay.
well, because you've been doing voiceover for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So far it's been fucking amazing. You've been killing it.
Oh, thank you.
And
Just
yeah.
starting. It's just starting.
Oh man, if this is just your start, I can't
Who
wait.
knows what? Yeah, who knows? It's exciting. But yeah.
But yeah, I'm just kind of curious,
Mm-hmm.
like I when I started out like in my 2 years, maybe it's because I was a shitty little kid, but I had like fucking no idea what was going on. But in your 2 years, you've like gotten a good grasp of everything, dude. So
Yeah,
like I
it's
just
awesome.
yeah, I just genuinely want to know like what genuinely keeps you going, you know?
Oh my gosh. The spite. No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
Honestly, to an extent, yes.
what
Because
revenge?
oh, revenge. No, I mean to an extent, spite kind of because just being able to not like it sounds terrible, but it's the idea of telling underrepresented stories more often and making them more normalized and mainstream. So spite in that sense, if that makes
Okay,
sense.
yeah,
So I have very multiple underrepresented, marginalized, whatever term you want to use, identities that all intersect to make me me. And it's fun to explore those identities and showcase them in ways that you don't see every day. And I'm just one person. Like I'm not the I'm um it's not just me. Like there's so many other people out there, so many other stories out there that need to be told, that should be told. And I want to give that space and give them the time and the energy and the attention they deserve. So if I'm able to tell my stories my way, everyone else should be able to too.
hell yeah,
So it's taking that into my own hands. And um for voiceover, you're kind of at the will of your client,
yeah,
so there's
yeah.
a little bit of that. But like it's so interesting to be able to tell the stories you can just from your voice alone.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of limitations when it comes to on-screen stuff and also like stage, because it's your whole personality.
Yeah,
And like I
because you
said
have to
before,
you have to like look a certain way.
Exactly. So
unfortunately,
like,
but like it just depends on the work,
yeah,
of course.
exactly. So yeah, like I said before, I'm not your stereotypical, protagonist looking person. So like, there's always a chance that I could be, the main character of whatever, like on screen, on stage, whatever. Um, but it's not a guarantee. It's not it most likely is not as common as, let's say a blonde average sized woman, whatever, or like average sized male,
Average
whatever,
size woman.
whatever average means. Um,
4'8's not that
yeah,
small. Come on, man.
it's tiny, it's petite. Um, I embrace it. But yeah, it's there's limitations to that. There's limitations to voiceover too. There's pros and cons to everything. But I think the biggest thing that drew me to this and keeps me going is the accessibility. Um, I'm a huge proponent of that. I'm a huge proponent of diversity, equity, inclusion. Um, and voiceover is a great avenue to express those even more, because we're not necessarily tied down by how we look. It's nice to put a voice and a face to a name. um, it's like it's nice to have those nice headshots and like be known as a human being that exists in space. But at the end of the day, it's how you not how you sound, it's your acting.
Yeah.
But in the world of voiceover, it's just your voice, right? So it's you as your voice kind of thing, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
No,
As
that makes
opposed to,
sense. Yeah.
it's like I have to focus on my face, I have to focus on my body, I have to focus on like all these things. It's
Yeah.
like in
Like
voiceover, people aren't gonna care what you look like.
yeah.
And that's
There's
it's
pros and
fun.
like you said, there's pros and cons to it because when you're
Yeah,
on stage or on screen, you're like you physically have to like connect with like the other person.
exactly.
And
Yeah, and
voiceover,
like
you'll be
that's an
lucky to be
advantage.
like if you're in voiceover, you'll be lucky to be in the same room as other people. But
Exactly.
like
So yeah, that it
yeah,
there's a lot of pros and cons, like I said, and like it's nice to have a scene partner I can react to, because that's acting is reacting, and making up fun things in your head that are real to you as the character.
the way I kind
But
of
for
the way I
voiceover,
oh sorry sorry to interrupt, but like
no, go
the
for it.
way I kind of see it, it's like Daredevil, where it's like you lose your sight, but you like
You gain so much more.
but it enhances like
Your
your
senses.
yeah, you
No,
it has like you're listening, like it really helps me like listen to other people like or really like
absolutely.
read and take in the words because it's like so many different
Absolutely.
interpretations and whatever interpretation you want to go for, like whether it's a for a session or for a character,
Mhm.
you know that's yours, and in the
Absolutely.
moment,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
and it's so fun to be able to um just do this work whenever, wherever, right? So it's going back to that accessibility thing. Um it's like the reason I started was because I was at home. I was living with my parents because I wasn't going to move out, because like why would I do that? I want to save money.
hell yeah,
There's nothing wrong with living with your parents.
exactly,
Um
especially in this economy. Goddamn,
in this economy, jeez. But yeah, it's so like I was at home, like I was in the job market, like I didn't have a stable income at that point. So I chose the very unstableness of artist life, but that's another it's fine. um but yeah, it's the accessibility wise, it's like I can do work with clients across the world. Like my session this morning, I was doing it with a client in Berlin. So
oh hell
like
yeah,
it was morning for me, but it was the evening for them. So it was like, finding, ways to do that, knowing your time zones, the
yeah.
technical
Please
stuff. But
know your
like,
time zones if you don't
please
live
know
in
your time
America.
zones. Have a time zone converter app on your phone if you can. Um, Very helpful.
Yeah,
But
like PT is just like my sticking time zone now. Like,
there you go. Perfect. Um, but yeah, it's the opportunity to tell stories globally, because like a lot of these things are not just national. Like, I'm based in the US, you're based in New Zealand. We were able to connect because of the accessibility ness of the accessibleness of accessibility,
technology.
yeah, of technology and voiceover. And we can exist everywhere, as opposed to, I have to be in person at the stage or on set. And I have to live in certain places in order to go there, or travel certain places. But like for the most part, a lot of voice work, You don't have to be
Yeah, for
in
real.
a hub. Yeah, all the fun stuff is in hubs like LA and Dallas and New York, but there are so many opportunities that are untapped
Mm.
um globally. So not just in, your local market and your national market, international. Look international.
Yeah.
Um
Like there's a lot of remote work anyway. Like I think
yeah.
90% of what I do is remote.
Hmm.
Like next week I'm going to an in studio session, and the last time I was in studio was 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
like, and you know, you don't have to be in studio. I mean, it does help. It's a
Mhm.
lot. The process is easier, like on the
Yeah.
directors and the engineers, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of remote work out there, you know. So
There's a
don't sell yourself
lot of
short.
remote work. There's a lot of remote talent out there that
Yeah.
deserve the same recognition as the people who are in LA and in Dallas and in New York. Um, and it's not fun. Gatekeeping is not very fun.
Hmm.
But there's so many more opportunities, and it's like, again, going back to what I was saying before, who knows when. It's just one opportunity, right?
Yeah.
It can open the door to so many things. So like
Ain't that
looping
the
back to what
truth?
I was
Yeah.
saying, it's just, you strive to do your best work and submit your best work and put that out there because it will be noticed. And people recognize passion, people recognize hard work, people recognize smart work. Um, because hard work is not, work smarter, not harder. Make
Mm.
things easy for yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Take breaks. All the things. Um, but yeah, it's like you do your best work. It will get noticed in time because all those little seeds, all those little pebbles are just going to keep adding up, and like eventually it's going to build into a plethora of work that cannot be overlooked by big people. So, it's getting in front of people. It is making connections in your community. It is knowing who you are and marketing that. It sounds kind of yucky, but that's the nature of the industry at this
It is
point.
it is a business.
It's a business.
Yeah. As
It's
much
you're
as
marketing yourself as
like
much as
like
it
it sounds
sounds
icky.
gross.
I know it sounds icky, but like it is a business. It's your
Yeah.
business,
It's like we need to
and
know who
yeah,
you are
yeah,
as a person, as a creator, because people want to work with people that they like,
yeah,
honestly. People
exactly.
who are easy to work with, people who are easily directable, people who are kind, people who are passionate about what they do, people who show up early, show up early, not on time. On time is, what is it? Early is on time is late, late is unacceptable,
Mm,
right? So be early to your sessions, make
be
sure all
early.
your
Yeah.
tech works. This happens to
Mm,
me all the time, right? As I go into a session, nothing works. So make sure you troubleshoot things before you go into sessions. Um, it's the little things. So it's like just making sure you do your due diligence to be competitive in this
yeah.
space.
Just like make it easy for yourself, so it makes it
Make
easier for everyone else. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you are catering to, their needs. It's like, oh, I want to make it easier for you. Like, how do you want these files labeled? How many takes do you want? When is the due date for lines to be submitted? All these things. So it's like making it easy for you and knowing, your schedule and things like that, but making it easy for the client because when the client likes you, they might ask you back for other
Mm,
things. So it's
hell yeah.
again planting the seeds. So it's like, hey, I did really good on this one project, and now the casting director remembers me,
Yeah.
and they just shot me a private audition. Maybe I'll do it. Oh, look, I got cast in it. Awesome. So it's those little things, and those add up over time.
Yeah.
And you get noticed by a bunch of people.
Of course,
And
it's no guarantees, but like always just do a good job regardless, you know.
yeah,
And
do
you never
good.
know.
Do good for you.
Yeah, you
Do good
never
for
know.
you.
You genuinely never know what happens
Mhm,
afterwards.
mhm.
But even if nothing comes afterwards, you just did a good job regardless. So
Exactly.
like,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like, you take a class and you build community with your peers and your colleagues in the class. You build
yeah,
community with the instructor. Sometimes instructors are very kind and they give their emails. Send thank you emails.
yes. I'm a huge
Be
advocate of that.
follow
God,
up
yes.
follow up with people regularly. Send thank you emails. uh just be noticed by people. Find ways to do that that
Yeah,
is not abrasive, but like is true to you. So like
yeah,
I love sending thank you emails if they're provided,
yeah,
like after a class, just being like, thank you so much for your time. Here's some things that I learned that were specific to me that I would love to use in my performances moving forward. I hope we connect in the future. Something simple like that.
yeah.
It's so nice like as someone who receives these sometimes, as you know, for some reason, I'm just a voice actor, but like sometimes people notice my work and drop me thank you emails for some reason.
Oh, that's
But
so sweet.
I know it's so nice. Like exactly, it's so nice. So like it brightens my day. So I'm sure it'll brighten anyone else's day to just get a simple, like I'm sure people are so busy and they have hundreds of emails to get to, but like, you know, it might brighten someone's day. You never know.
Yeah.
So it's just it's courteous and it's fun to it's
Yeah.
fun and very nice to showcase your gratitude, um
Yeah, it's
like
always
wherever
always
whatever
always
space you're in. So like
always
when
good
it
to say
comes to
always good to say thank you, especially
absolutely.
from the classes because like normally they can be like 3 to 4 hours, maybe longer.
Yeah,
So
it's like you are dedicating 4 hours to this. You know, me and my peers are also dedicating like 4 hours to this. Like that's a lot of time.
yeah,
Like
we did like a like 6 7 hour class a while ago, but like it was a
oh
lot of
yeah,
fun.
that was
No,
long. It was so long, but it was so rewarding
yeah,
to see our peers succeed and make mistakes and learn from them and you know take risks and do things that they haven't done before. Like um yeah, it's so fun. So like I just so we just finished June, right? Um it's early
oh
July.
oh god, it's
So
July. What the hell?
yeah, it is July. So like I was very consistent in my learning and my professional development during June. So like I was taking classes almost every day
Hmm,
and it was like what 3 4 hour classes a day. And
yeah,
like it doesn't seem like much, but it's a lot.
it's a lot. Yeah,
It's a lot and that adds up. So like I clocked in like 60 hours just in classes. That doesn't include like practice times afterwards. That doesn't include,
I
you
feel
know,
like
like
I feel like I kind of pressured you to do some as well. To be honest, I kind of said
no,
like, hey,
it's
dude,
fine.
it was like come to me, come to class with me, please.
No, the thing is, like, I chose to do it. Like, there's steps it takes to sign up for classes. Like, you have to know you have enough money. You have to be fine with spending that much money. Dedicating that time in your schedule
Mm,
to attending, right? So there's multiple barriers that could have stopped me, but I showed up every
hell
single
yeah,
time.
damn right.
Um, thank you. So like I made it my goal was to learn as much as I could and you know absorb as much information as possible and use what information was helpful for me and keep the rest in my back pocket. Because the thing is we learn so much and we are so inundated with information all the time that it's like we lose a lot of it. So like I take notes constantly. Like I
Mm,
have like a 200 plus page document of notes I took just for myself throughout my voiceover journey, but also a separate one. So like 400 pages total, probably
400
more.
400 pages, damn.
It's insane. But like another one of just coaching and classes. So I have like an ultimate guide that is like me personally from
Hell
like
yeah.
you know all the things that I've learned throughout my journey so far. And then another one for just coaches and classes. So like that is it's so much information
So
and it's so fun.
when you're releasing that on Amazon and Kindle?
Ah, we'll see. When I write my book, when I write a book,
Sure. You've already written the
I
book. What are you talking about?
I know I seriously no, I need to go in and like edit it because it's I bet there's a bunch of repeat information. But that's the thing. The things that are repeated are very, very important. So I
Yeah.
gotta like find it, filter it. It's
That's
gonna
like
take some
that's
time.
like the trending thing, or not even
Yeah,
trending thing. But it's more like stuff that consistently works, I guess.
exactly. Yeah. So that's, you know, important things to remember. So if you hear things repeated, you know, throughout your classes that like people, it's like, oh, remember like to do character work beforehand. Remember to know your who your scene partner is or whatever. Like
Yeah.
whatever you
It,
hear consistently in your classes, like take as many classes as you can, get that education as it's doable for you and your budget and your time. Uh and learn from as many different
mm,
people as you can, not just actors. Learn from casting directors, learn from voice directors, learn from producers, learn from um whatever. Like go to different studios, go to different people. Go to explore every single genre that
mm.
exists in voiceover because you never know what your bread and butter will be. It's like I'm very lucky that a lot of my work has been in like character work. Um, but like I want to break more into like commercial and narration and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And again, commercial and narration, I didn't say this before. What am I saying again? Commercial and narration are very, very lucrative businesses and lucrative genres. So if you invest in those and know how they work and how to perform well in them, you can make a lot of money. So
Money,
business
money,
tip.
money, money.
Yeah, so like if your dream is the character work, that's totally fine. But to make this a sustainable career for you, um, look into commercials, look into narration, like corporate narration, e-learning, things like that. Because those ones pay a lot. And like,
Oh
the
yeah, e-learning.
miscellaneous
Oh man, e-learning is I'm a
e-learning,
bit biased, but it's the best.
yeah, it's not the fun, glamorous work, but it's
It
it's
keeps you
work that
alive, and
it keeps you alive. It pays the bills.
it pays
Um,
for anime figures. So
for
like,
real, for real. So yeah, it's things like that. I don't know where I was before talking about this.
you were mentioning like learning different things from like different like actors,
Yes,
directors.
yes, yeah. So learn every genre, learn from every person you can. Um, and like it's nice to learn from like other actors who are working actors, not some like it's nice to learn from like someone who has a lot of experience, like someone who's older, but like you want prioritize the people who are working now, because those are the
Yeah,
people who know the trends now and know what is bookable now.
yeah. Vet your coaches, everybody.
Vet your coaches. Perfect. But yeah, also look at different studios. So like there's a ton of
Mm.
really great vetted studios out there in the voiceover community. There's a great resource out there that has been shared a lot, that encompasses a lot of this information. I
Something that I
bet we
think
can.
that you made, I think, right? It was you and
No,
Chelsea.
a wonderful person in the community already made it, but
Yeah, Chelsea, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll put it in the
So it's
description as well.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
yeah,
So it's out there. But then I'm also like making my own personal one, and like, looking at other places and other resources too that, are helpful
yeah.
for me.
I just have like a
That can also
huge.
supplement that.
I also just have like a huge just fucking dog of everything. Like
Yeah,
like
no, that's
I'm
literally what my stuff is. It's just like huge
I work
Google
really
Docs.
because I see you write during classes. I write
Yeah, I'm just
after.
like I'm
I'm
typing
yeah,
away.
like, I write afterwards, which is probably I don't know why. When it's like fresh in my mind, that's when I type. And like every like it's like you mentioned, like every actor and director like wants and desires like different things and like have different
hmm
methods. So like
hmm
I like so yesterday I took a class with Bob Bergen. His method is really different compared to like Tiana Camacho's methods, which are also different. But like they
hmm
both work, you know.
Exactly.
And like I'm like, okay, which stuff that I like the most I can bring to my style and sort of make my own style, you know? And
Exactly.
yeah,
So it's like it's a matter of, learning as much as you can and using, what is interesting to you and what works for you. And everything else can just live in your back pocket and you can
yeah.
use in the future.
And it's also
So,
really helpful for like directors. It's especially because like if I say
mhm.
for example you follow up afterwards and they send you an
Mhm.
audition like okay, this is how they want you to slate or anything like that.
Mhm.
This is how they want you to do it preferred, like how many takes
Yep.
they want, what
Yeah.
they want you to do. So it's
Mhm.
like every casting director is different, and they have their
Mhm.
different likes and dislikes. So like
Mhm.
knowing that, and if you get like an audition from them, it's like okay, I know not to piss them off, you know.
Exactly. It's like I know this person works in a certain way, so that's it's a nice way to like analyze how they behave when it comes to this stuff. But like in general, it's just knowing a bunch of things and like doing what works for you in
Yeah.
terms of like the performance,
Yeah,
right?
in a way,
If
it's
it's
like in a sorry to interrupt you
No, go for
constantly.
it.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Go for it.
But like in a way, it's like it's actually kind of nice because like not everyone's like the narrow, straightforward way. There's not like
Yeah.
the way of doing it. Everyone else is a
Yeah,
different
everyone's
human
very
being.
open, which is great. Yeah, and
Yeah,
like that's what it should be. It's just like you take whatever information, I keep repeating it, but like you take whatever information works for you and you explore it, and if it proves fruitful for your creative endeavors, um keep using it. But
hell
if
yeah,
there's so much information out there that like if you want to try something new, you can. So there's so much like you can do the acting techniques from acting school, but you don't have to. That's the great thing about this thing, is also it's accessible in that aspect. You don't have to go to a acting school to do this. Like you can just be you, um
yeah.
and know how to how to use your voice in certain ways, and that can come from, just taking a bunch of 3-hour classes here and there.
Yeah, for
Um,
real.
like I did not like I come with a theater background, but like I didn't go to acting school, but like I'm still able to book things. I'm still able to create and do what I love. So like it shouldn't stop you
Yeah,
from
exactly.
wanting to do stuff
As
like
uh
it.
as someone who did go to acting school, um it's very interesting. Like I definitely do appreciate like the time that I spent there to like the hone like different techniques. Like I think my acting has definitely improved a lot, which I can bring to voiceover, which is really helpful. But
Mhm.
honestly, you don't need to if you don't want to. Really,
It's a
I
lot of money, guys. University, I loved university because I love learning. I'm a nerd, but guys, it's so expensive.
oh my god.
University is expensive. So think about it.
You know,
If,
this
if
guy,
there's young people who haven't gone to university, but like if
you
you're
know,
thinking of going back or something or whatever,
I
like
mean,
it's
it's
a
never
big
too late.
investment.
I mean, yeah,
It's
like
never too late. It's never too
it's
late.
never too late to like learn, but
It
like
is up to you. Like it's up
yeah,
to you.
but
Like you
don't,
don't
but don't be in debt. Don't be in debt, guys.
if it, yeah. So it's up to you if you want to go for whatever reason. It's just, know that it's going to be a big investment. And like, if you've already been in university, it's a big investment. You're probably still paying off your student loans. I am. So like
Yeah, and Jonna was cum laude,
I was magna cum laude.
magna cum laude. Let's
Yeah, it was
go.
like the ultimate. It was the ultimate one. A
I
little
forgot about the
celebrity.
magna pod. I just keep
Yeah,
saying
and I
cum laude.
graduated early. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. Um, but yeah, it's
Oh,
because
you're smart, loser.
I'm smart. Um, it's fine. But yeah, it gave me the opportunity to take a rest and be human again. And for me, being human means telling stories and being creative. So like I was in the job market, I had a lot of time on my hands, and I could dedicate that time to be myself and find who I was again. And my who I am is a creator. So I went back to creating. And like I couldn't do theater because theater was messed up because of the pandemic and stuff like that.
Oh
And
yeah.
voiceover took off because of the pandemic. So it's like who knows.
Well, actually,
um
this is actually completely unrelated, but you mentioned
okay.
theater and your theater background. But
Hmm.
like, what's theater like in the States? Because like theater in New Zealand, it's completely like different. It's more less music. I mean, there's some musicals here and there, but it's more like original stories and like and comedies a lot of the time. Um,
Comedies.
yeah, like it's like a huge space. Like for example, in Auckland, there's like a huge like little space where like creatives get to like book out a little space by
Oh, cute.
fundraising. It's very
Oh,
common.
cute.
Like like
Oh,
theater is like the most. It's a lucrative thing in New Zealand, and like
very cool.
and radio.
I
And
wish it was like that here. It's not like that here.
I was gonna say because
Theater's expensive here.
it's completely different. Like theater and radio is like very common here in New Zealand because we have a
Radio. Okay.
yeah. Like you could
Okay.
have a career in radio in 2024.
Well,
It's
good for you.
yeah.
But yeah, in the States, theater's expensive
Mm.
because like to get the glitz and glam, it costs money. Um, and a lot of theater is centered in New York because that's where Broadway is.
Oh,
There's a
that's
lot of
right. Yeah.
theater. I mean, there's a lot of theater international. Like theater is international, right? There's London, the West End, but in the States, it's essentially Broadway. Is where like the big stuff is. It's like Hollywood for movies, Broadway for theater. But yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
There's
But
regional theaters and stuff like that, and local theaters and
like community theater.
community theaters, which is wonderful. So get your feet wet to go the big leagues someday, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
um but it's like you don't have to go to theater school. You don't have to go to acting school to be in theater either. You don't have to go to acting school to be in movies.
Yeah, for real.
It's an advantage sometimes because you can
Oh, it
make the
definitely is.
connections, and you meet people who work in the industry.
But it's not a
But like
guarantee, So
not
like
guaranteed. It's like you can't. There's no school except in Japan for voice acting, right?
yeah,
So
but
it's
like
like
it looks so cool though.
it looks so cool. Oh my gosh, I wish I could do it. But yeah, theater in the States is um like they're all professional, but like the ones that are like the esteemed ones are the ones in Broadway. Um,
Is
but
what's the other
it's
one? Is it in the UK or is it America with Juilliard? I think that's American, right? What's that?
That's America.
Yeah, that's the big
Yeah,
old
that's like
one.
that's the acting school. That's the creative school, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a big one. Um,
Would you
but yeah,
consider
it's
would you consider yourself a theater kid or nah?
oh yeah, I was a theater kid. Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah, my
okay.
first
All
show
right.
I saw as a oh man, when did I see it?
Okay, but were you a
Before I
theater
was
kid?
10.
Oh, but were you a theater kid or were you a theater kid?
I didn't think I was that crazy.
Okay, good.
I didn't think I was that
I was gonna
crazy. No,
I was
no.
gonna end the interview right now if you picked the wrong
No,
answer.
no, 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 no. No, no, no. I love it. It was a fun time.
Hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love the theater scene. I love like my local theaters.
Because you did a lot of backstage stuff as well. So like,
I did, yeah. Like
yeah,
I've done stuff on stage. I've done stuff off stage, backstage, under the stage, like I said.
yeah, the
So
pit,
I've
right?
done, yeah. So like I played violin for 10 years. So
What
I
I
was,
did? What you didn't even told me this?
yeah,
The book.
I played violin.
I'm
So
finding a
yeah,
new
I'm
lore.
a musician.
Goddamn.
I'm a musician. So I played violin for 10 years.
Oh, that's so cool.
Um, yeah, so like I was a pit musician. I did stuff backstage. So like I was technical crew. You know, I built sets. I did lighting design. I did sound design.
Dude,
I
hell
did
yeah.
everything. I did, you know, I was stage manager too, so I ran the shows.
Goddamn.
Yeah, and like I did stuff on stage too. So like I every place I could touch in the theater I have. Um I'm so fortunate and so thankful for all those opportunities because like it, you know, it gives you a greater appreciation for everything that goes on as opposed to, you know, ooh, pretty colors on stage. You know, it's like there's so much work that goes on
Oh my god,
behind the
yeah.
stage, under the stage,
A lot of
before
my
all of
a
it.
lot of my mates do like lighting and stage management. It's so much work,
It's
and
so much work,
you're saying
but
all this with a smile on your face.
it
So yeah,
teaches you organization.
it does. It
Hmm.
does.
Hmm. Hmm.
So like when I try to make because we had like a show last year, one that was stage managing for the first time. I was like, I'm gonna make
Cool.
this super easy for you as much as I can, you know.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
goal is to make everything super easy, super streamlined, um, and make sure nobody dies.
oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
I'm
Yeah.
sure. I've never heard of anyone dying in the theater. Oh, except for Abraham Lincoln. But like, apart from him, but he wasn't on stage. But we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
But like, I don't think I've ever heard of anyone dying on stage on theater, as far as I know. I'm sure
There's
there's
probably
someone.
instances. I'm sure there's instances. There's always something that
I
happens.
always wonder like what would that like the reaction be like? Because if someone just perishes on stage, it's like, oh,
There's like, oh,
that's a really good actor. Like, oh, he's dead.
I like fortunately I've never seen it, but I've been to a few shows where they had to like stop right in the middle because
Yeah,
of like a medical emergency or a safety issue. So that's really uncommon, but it happens. But like it's a matter of, you know, sometimes the show must go on, but like
yeah. I was gonna say that.
they do their due diligence to make sure everyone is safe and does everything how they're supposed to for the sake of safety. Um and you know we can throw people into a production if somebody's sick or injured or something so like
Yeah,
there's
because
like
that because
contingencies.
yeah, because they always have like understudies just in case.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, most
So
of the time they try to have understudies, but
yeah,
yeah,
so it's like yeah, I literally saw like an understudy go on after like this actor, you know, got really sick or something. So
yeah,
you know, it happens. It's uncommon, but like it happens and you know, people think ahead of these things. So, you know, the show goes on, right? It's like the last case scenario is if like a show gets canceled, right? Because
yeah,
of, you know, people are sick, somebody's injured, something's broken. Um, so you know there's so many moving parts to it, um and I it gives me such a great appreciation for the art. I'm just like, man, there's so much that goes on
yeah.
for you know 2 hours of
I
you
really
know
like the community like live sitting that theater has.
yeah,
You know,
it's
like
really
there's something
fun.
about it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's you know being in the moment as these people are you know doing something live. It's so fun and it's like you know mistakes happen, you know there's ad libs, there's you know fuck ups and it's fun to see those
Yeah, I was
in
gonna say like one
person.
of my I remember my teacher telling me a long time ago like his
Hmm.
favorite thought about going to the theater is watching them fuck up because it's genuinely
Yeah,
like
it's so fun.
it's
It's
so
so
fun.
fun.
It's a
I'm
lot of
like,
fun.
oh, there's no way that was blocked that way. No way. No way
Yeah.
that note was supposed to sound
But
that
like
way, you know?
not like a heinous way. It's more like
Yeah, it's just no,
it's more like a curious way. Like what do they do in the moment? You know, that kind of
exactly. Yeah. And
yeah.
like I'm very critical when it comes to like the media I consume. Um and like just things in general. So like I love critiquing stuff, not like maliciously, but just like, oh, it was so like the drive home from like a show. I love just like analyzing
Oh, you do
the
that?
show we
You do
watched.
that as well? Oh my god!
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought I
we
thought
do that for hours.
I
Like
swear to
it's so
God, like
fun.
me and my friends do that every fucking time.
Hmm.
They're
It's
like,
great. It's like,
it's like
well, because
what do we like about it, team? Like,
exactly. So, literally, that's the purpose of art, right? Is just to talk about it, right? So it's like you don't have to like it.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be good. Like art is meant to be,
subjective.
expressed. Yeah, and like something you can talk to with others and have that shared experience with them. So it's like we'll go home from a show and like I'm talking the whole ride because I'm like, man, it was so interesting that this actor did this instead of this. It was so the lighting design was awesome, the set design was awesome, this part of the story was kind of confusing, things like that, right? So like I love analyzing stuff like that, and I do that with like voice work too. Like I'm so hypercritical of myself, right? And I'm sure everyone is.
Oh, everyone,
um
surely,
but
yeah.
like it's so sometimes it's not fun, but most of the time it is for me. I love when I watch stuff, when I play stuff. I'm so hypercritical of the performances. Not maliciously. It's just like I'm analyzing everything. So I'm like, oh, it was so interesting how they delivered that line that way. It was so interesting that there's a line here as opposed to not here. I'm like, why did they do it like this? And like different ways, I could do it, different ways I would have directed it. It's so fun for me. I play a lot of Genshin Impact. I play a lot of Hoyoverse games, please. Um,
Oh, yes.
yeah, as you could tell from the wall. Um, but I play a lot of Hoyoverse games, especially like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail. Later, I'm gonna play Zenless Zone Zero if we ever get off this call on time. But
I doubt it.
yeah, who knows with us. But yeah, I play a lot of like Genshin Impact, and Genshin Impact has wonderful voice acting and wonderful directing, and it's fun to listen to like my peers and my friends work in that
Yeah.
game, in those games, and I'm like, man, it's
When's my
it's such
turn?
a wonderful feeling. It's a wonderful feeling. But just like listening to the performances, and I'm like, man, it was so interesting how they delivered that line that way. I wonder why they did that.
Yeah.
Um,
And also
versus
when
like
and
versus
also
like why the client chose that line specifically. Things like that.
and also like, oh my god, next please, it's ending, please.
Oh my God, I know. No, but it's just so fun. Like I'm so happy for my peers and for my friends,
Yeah.
who are making, a career for themselves and winning every single day by
Hell yeah.
continuing to stay in this space. And very loving space. It's a very collaborative space, but it's also very competitive and can get very tiring too. So
Oh, you tell
I
me
give
about it. Yeah.
kudos. Yeah, look at me. I give kudos to everyone who sticks it out every day, and is honest with like being tired. Like I don't voice it too much like on my social media, but like I was so tired in June, like coming out of June, like
Mm.
I was so tired. Like who knew learning was so exhausting, and it's not the worst problem to have. But like just for me in the moment, it's different than what I
Yeah.
have done in the past, and it's
But
like,
genuinely kudos to you for like
mhm,
identifying that and taking a step back,
yeah.
because as you know all too well, I had like a bit of a situation myself where I had to like where I almost no, I pretty much just did burn out and became bitter, and that was just horrible for like
Mhm,
me and everyone else
mhm.
who I parted ways with at the time. But like I won't go too deep into that, but like I was just I'm fine saying this. Like I was a bitter person back then, but like not
Mhm.
anymore. It's been a few months since,
That's good.
so get therapy, please. But
Yes. Oh my gosh. Acting is not therapy.
yeah.
Go to therapy.
So you may not know this about Jojo, everybody, but I think Jojo is the nicest voice actor in the planet on this
Oh, it's so
community.
nice. I do my best. I do my best because it's a matter of
See, that's what the
um
nicest voice actor would say. So
oh,
like, so
I really do my best. But it's a matter of, I want to, put good things out in the world, and like
yeah,
I want to be, a person that past me can be proud of. And past me would be like, what the hell are you doing? But you know, it's nice to be kind, and it's just it makes everything feel better. Like social media is so toxic all the time.
Oh, tell me
There's
about it.
so much negativity, like we just spread hate so much. And I'm like, yeah, you can feel what you want to feel, you can say what you want to say.
Yeah,
But I choose
breath of fresh air for real.
yeah,
Oh my god.
I choose to do things that help people and, you know, are rewarding and meaningful to me. And that involves, you know, being
Yeah.
kind to people, like even if I don't know them, and, you know,
Yeah.
building connection with
Give
people.
everybody the grace that they deserve, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. My life mantra is that you do what you want as long as it doesn't harm you or
Yeah,
others. Um, and I think that's a great way to go about things. It's
exactly.
like, you
Yeah.
know, you like going about life knowing that you are in control of what you can do, is amazing. So it's like you have the autonomy to like do what you want to do and do what you love. But that also involves like, you know, with great power comes great responsibility,
Yeah.
right? So it's like you have the power to not say anything.
Mm.
You have the power to say something. So ultimately it's up to you. You know, if I feel like I can put something out there into the world that is meant to be there at that time, I will. But, you know, I don't have to.
Yeah.
So like it's yeah, it's so simple. Just like going about life knowing you have agency and autonomy, and, you know, have control of things when things feel very out of control in our lives. But just like knowing that you have control of certain things is very grounding. And it's great, it's a great reminder when things are spiraling. But just, you know, also approaching it from a point where it's like do what you want. Like you can have that donut if you know were like restricting yourself because of your diet regimen or something. Like you can binge that TV show because you want to. It's like these are just examples and
Yeah.
whatever. But it ultimately it's like it's up to you what you want to do with your time, with your money, with whatever, as long like with the caveat that it doesn't harm you and your well-being or others' well-being and things like that. And that involves not just physically, not just emotionally, not just spiritually, but also, you know, financially, also occupationally. Like
Mm.
if we slander people, like that is harming somebody. Like, you know, not just, you know, not just, you know, emotionally, but also it could hurt their careers and things like that. And it's just it's not good to name drop people in the negative and talk about people behind their backs and things like that. It just, you know, it wouldn't feel good for me. I'm sure it doesn't feel good for anyone else.
Yeah.
So like you can name drop me in positive settings, like if it's like a referral or something, or you know, singing my praises or whatever. Like I'm not, you know, searching for compliments or anything, but it's, you know, it's nice in those contexts.
Yeah.
But you know, when it
But
comes
like not everyone's gonna like everybody, and I get that.
exactly,
Like
yeah, that
and like
too. It's like you're not going to go about life being like I'm the best person ever. I'm
yeah.
completely likable.
But it's okay. Like not everyone has to like you. Like that's just like this
Exactly.
is like the inner people pleaser in me. Like because I genuinely want
I'm
to
there with you.
I like
I'm
to
such a
I genuinely want everyone to I want to get along with everybody. But like
I'm right there with you.
I learned the hard way that it's not always possible, you know.
I'm right there
So
with you. I'm a people pleaser. I'm a perfectionist. I get distracted easily. Like there's so many things
I got
going
the
on in
big
my brain.
three. Let's go.
I got the big three. There's so many things that, you know, I want and want to be, and I strive for. But like, you know, just knowing that there's things I control and there's things I can't control. Knowing the
Yeah.
difference between those, and a lot of that comes down to like I can't control other people,
Yeah.
right? So it's like I can give my opinion, I can give advice if they want and if it's warranted. But like I can give my perspective, but they don't have to take it.
Yeah.
They can do whatever the fuck they want. They can ignore everything I said. They can take everything I said, they can ignore it, whatever.
Yeah. The two
But
cents.
like
Either take it in or
yeah,
throw it back.
exactly. And it's like, you know, if they ask me for advice, like I'll give it.
Yeah.
But it's ultimately up to them what they do, what they want to do, what they don't do, what they do, what they don't do. But like I just always go in with the idea of like, do whatever you want. Here's my 2 cents. I just hope you don't harm yourself or others.
Mm.
And like there's so many facets to like well-being that can be harmed, that we don't realize. You know, aside from, again, like I said, the physical, emotional, like
Yeah.
financial, like if it affects someone financially, like that's a huge issue. We are all human. We all make mistakes. We
Yeah.
all approach the world differently and have different perspectives. We don't all have to agree. We don't all have to like each other. And
Yeah.
it's like we're all just existing in this
Yeah.
space
Like
at
even
once.
like for example, even if we don't agree on something, or even if
We
we
can
don't,
still be friends. We
or
could
if or
still,
even if we're not friends or we don't get along, I'm not gonna hate you or
yeah,
sabotage you in any
yeah.
way, So it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, and like when it comes to like, it's kind of circling back to voice work because we should. Like, you will come in contact with people that you don't necessarily like or you don't vibe with or whatever, but like you still got to be professional about it. And it's
yeah,
like, it's whatever. It's like, yeah, I might have like my own personal opinions about this person or whatever, but like I'm gonna do my job
yeah,
because that's what I'm here for. Like
yeah,
situations hit people differently. It's not everyone is gonna experience the same situation in the same way.
yeah,
And it's all different. And we all just have to be very understanding of that and give people the time and space to, deal with it how they choose to. And we just
yeah,
hope that it's not in ways that are harmful.
yeah.
Um,
But
just
the main moral of the story here is to be civil and kind,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like it's things we learn as children
yeah.
and we forget over time.
It's
It's,
that damn
it's come
skibbity.
full,
It's
yeah,
that damn
go
skibbity toilet because I keep
later.
forgetting about my
Oh my gosh.
manners.
Oh man. But yeah, it's just it's approaching life with kindness and compassion and respect for one another and understanding. It really is like the most basic things that we learn as children, but we forget.
Yeah.
Because we just
Because my actual question, well, I was gonna ask you
Sorry.
was no,
Yes.
don't apologize. This is
Yes. What's your
amazing.
question?
My question stemming from all of that is,
Mhm.
what kind of keeps you to like
Oh, it keeps me going.
yeah,
That's right.
will
Yes,
not keep
I
you going.
remember.
Well, will not keep you going, but it's more because we already answered that. But like it's more like
Oh, okay.
keeps you what keeps you like what's your like there's like a word I'm looking for here.
Mm.
Like what motivates you to keep being positive?
Oh, yeah. It's just it's being able to wake up every day and do what I can to make myself happy and to make others happy or feel something. And a lot of that stems from creating and moving people in various ways. Um, at least for like voice work and just creative stuff in general. So yeah, it's really not wanting to be negative all the time because
Mm,
it sucks wallowing in your sorrow and your jealousy and your inferiority, whatever. Like all of these things that just weigh you down. It sucks to experience those like just in the moment, but also over time. And um it just I don't want to keep spreading the hate
yeah,
and the
for real.
negativity. It's like oh, by no means is it like toxic positivity. Like yeah, like I try to come to it with like a very realistic perspective. Um but it's just, it's balancing out the vast majority of negativity that is on social media and in life
Yeah.
and is going on in our world right now.
I think
And just
toxic
like
positivity stems from the fact if you just ignore things, if you
yeah, no,
blatantly
it's
push
not
things aside.
ignoring. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
ignoring
But
anything. Like
you're like quite the opposite of that, to be
yeah,
honest.
like
Yeah.
I'm too aware of everything going on. That's the problem. Is that I know everything going on. But there's pros and cons to it too. But yeah, it's trying to approach it with a realistic perspective of like I recognize that a lot of things are very negative, so I'm going to do my part to, it's very little, but it's like, do my part to just, spread a little bit of good vibes and
Hell yeah.
positivity and advice for people who need it. And it's like, sometimes I post things on social media and people comment, this is exactly what I needed to hear today.
Yeah,
That's all I need.
like it
That's
resonates with me a lot. I've told you this many times, but I look up to you a lot in terms of like being like a positive figure.
oh
Like I think you're only like how you're like only like maybe like 2 years older than I
oh
am, but like
don't ask my age.
Nah, it's okay. We're fine. I know your age. It's okay. You're not old, okay?
No, no. Yeah,
But
I
like,
mean, yeah,
um,
I'm
well,
relatively
not
young,
physically though, because you're like really tiny. But like,
maybe tiny. I'm not
but
grown. I'm just
nah, but
I'm
like like genuinely though, I think you have like, well, I don't think anyone has like their life sorted, but like, I
Oh
don't
no,
think
by
I
no
don't think
means
anyone
no.
does. But
No,
like,
I know literally I'm winging it. Like I saw a meme recently where it was the office meme of like of Michael Scott and the other
with
guy
the
like
handshake,
shaking hands.
yeah,
Yeah, and um it was like, oh, a beginner voice actor asking me advice on my voice acting journey, and then Michael Scott was like, oh, me winging it,
yeah,
that's literally all of us. It's like, yeah,
yeah,
we're in this space for however many years, you know, 1,
yeah,
2, 5, 10, 20 years, whatever. But like we're all winging it. That's
yeah,
just the
for
nature
real,
of the industry. That's the nature of the creative industry. That's the nature of life. We are winging it. Nobody
yeah.
knows anything that's going on.
But to be fair, you're
Um,
also a magna cum laude in society in
hey, let's go.
psychology. So
Hey,
like, you
let's
actually
go.
so you do know what you're
I know what's
talking
going
about.
on. No, but it's just, we're all winging it, right?
Yeah,
Like I am by no means like secure in anything. Um,
not me either. Same,
but
bestie. Set me
right?
up.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. But yeah, it's we're figuring out as we go, and it's trial and error. It's making mistakes. It's learning from those mistakes, and just
Mm,
moving forward,
yeah,
and not being bogged down by those mistakes. Right? It's like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm never gonna do that again. Like, yeah, don't do it again, but like keep moving forward.
yeah.
Like take a step forward. Like even if it's a baby step, it's all baby steps. That grow into something
Yeah,
massive later on.
change and improving. It's hard, man.
It's
Sometimes,
tough. It's tough.
not that like people don't want to. It's more like it's a lot
It's
of
no,
work. Yeah,
it's a process. Like I
yeah,
think there are so many people who want to change. It's just the process of change that is um so daunting and difficult. And it's a lot of work because
yeah. Because
you want to know you want to change. You got to take the steps you got to change. You have to maintain that change and then
yeah,
make it form into a habit. And like I know there's more steps, but like
yeah.
that's essentially
I've
it,
been like
right?
down. I've been down the journey for like 4 months now, and like the
Hmm.
first month and a half was hell. I'm not gonna lie,
Hmm.
it was hell.
It's
Yeah.
starting is always the hardest.
Yeah, but like now I'm just genuinely like content and happy, Things
That's
have just been things have
good.
just genuinely just fallen into place. But to be fair though,
That's good.
I did have a fucking car crash, a while ago. So like maybe that wasn't the
That's
best
true.
time. So like
That was crazy,
so
man.
like it it,
Well,
it,
like
it
we're so
depends.
glad that you're still here. Like,
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You
yeah, I mean,
gotta make me
like
cry, man.
it's a wild experience, and it's like it makes you grateful to just be alive, um, and still be able to do what you can. So
Yeah.
like don't like don't take life for granted. Don't take every day
Nah, man,
as it
that
comes.
was like a huge wake up call. Oh my god.
Eye-opening. Yeah,
In
I
like
bet.
many ways, like positive and negative, but like
Yeah, I bet.
yeah, oh my
Yeah,
god.
like
I won't talk about it too much.
that's another time.
That's another time. But yeah, but like I'll be open about this because like I remember speaking. This is like before because I spoke to Jonna like ages ago, but like when this was happening, like they actually were there to help me, through things. So I'm always gonna have that appreciation for Jonna here. So, you know,
Yeah, yeah, and it's the little things like that. It's like being there for your community and being there for your friends and the people you care about. Like, yeah, like Vic was going through a very hard time. There was no way I was gonna like leave him alone. Like I needed to make sure that he was safe.
yeah,
And it's just it's the the basic thing I could do, but also Vic is my friend. And like I wanted to look out for him. And like, things happen with the people around you and the people close to you. Um, so it's just being there for people and showing up for people. And like
yeah,
even if it's just being a shoulder to cry on, or you
yeah.
lend your ear to them, and just being there.
I made sure to ask, because I don't want to force I don't want to force like all these things on people, So
Yeah.
I always make sure to ask because like
Yeah.
because people it is exhausting to talk about, It's not an easy conversation to have, but
Yeah.
thankfully, my buddy Jojo here is
I got
open
you.
to listen. So thank you, man. I
Yeah,
appreciate you,
I
man.
got you. I got you. Yeah, and it's just it's basic human courtesy, but like also our friendship is strong enough where like I wanted to be there. Like I don't know, it was late at night, um, and things were going on. Like I was probably in some stuff was probably happening with me too, and I was in a different headspace, and like I just set everything aside and I was like, I have to be here for this person because like I need to make sure that they are safe. And you know, this applies to like every other relationship
Everybody.
I have,
Yeah.
everybody. So it's like if you just be there for people, um, and just, you know, make it known that like you're there when they need you. And you know, it's also nice to just hit someone up after a while.
Yeah.
Like I have like several really close VO friends who I chat with like every day. And just we send each other reels and memes and shit like that every day.
Me included as well.
Yeah, you're one of them. But yeah, and then there's people who like the same, like friends and colleagues or whatever, and like you don't chat as much, but like every so often we're like, hey, how you doing? Just checking in.
Yeah.
It's so
Those
nice.
those are always nice, you know, especially
Yeah,
it's like meeting with high school friends. Like you don't speak to each other
it's like, how have you
for a while,
been? Like I need to.
like you
Yeah,
don't speak for a while, but like when you meet up, it's like nothing's changed. You know, we're still there. You
absolutely.
know,
Those are the best. Yeah. And like I recently did that with like some of my good friends here in person.
nice.
And it was like we never left. Like I haven't seen this one friend for like a year.
Mm.
And we caught up again for dinner and it was like we saw each other yesterday. So those are the best
I had the
types of
exact same
relationships.
thing that happened to me
Yeah.
last week.
Oh,
Like
that's
I met
awesome.
with one of my mates who I haven't seen in like 1 or 2 years. He was
Uh-huh.
at my because most of my friends are still in uni, so I met at the
Yeah.
uni over there.
So you went there.
I went there and
Yeah.
they were just playing on the DJ set and I was like, "Hey, what the? I haven't seen you in 2 years." Like, hello.
Hey.
I was like, "Hello." It's like, "Hell
It's
yeah!"
so fun. Yeah, literally.
Then we ended up playing cards. It was fun. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's things like that. It's like cultivating and maintaining those relationships that are meaningful to you and you know, make life richer.
yeah,
It doesn't have to be a lot of people. Like that's the thing. It's a psychology thing. We don't have our close-knit friend group only consists of about maybe like 4 to 7 people. It's not a
yeah.
lot because it's a lot of work to maintain relationships. And you know, if you have the more relationships you have, the more
Like
time you gotta.
even one person can be a lot. You know, like
Oh
so
yeah. It,
like
it depends on the person.
not in a bad way, of course, but it's more
No, yeah. Like
like every
some
person,
people
yeah, every person
require more
need,
energy than others and more
yeah, like
attention.
but like every
Um,
person, I feel like I try to give like sufficient time for each person, you know,
Yeah, and that's
and
that's what you should do. It's
yeah,
it's but you know that it comes with a lot of sacrifice on your end because you know you gotta dedicate the time and the energy, sometimes the money to
yeah,
go see them or whatever. Um, so you know, cultivate the relationships that are meaningful to you. They don't have to be a lot. Um, but those are the ones that are gonna, you know, get you through life.
hell yeah,
And it doesn't have to be strangers. It doesn't have to be just friends. It could be your family. It could be not your family. Um, like for me, my family's my rock. My family's my best friends.
yeah,
But
twin
then
cancer.
I also have my friends here in person. I have my friends that like my best friend I've known since third grade, and we've
Oh,
been
nice.
in school. We've been through all of school, all of public school together. We went to the same university, so we were roommates. So
Hell
like I've
yeah.
known this person for 10 plus years, more than that, probably.
Yeah.
So like I've known this person a long time and they're my best friend and I still chat with them regularly. And um, you know, sometimes there's breaks because they're busy, I'm busy, but like we'll text each other here and there and it's like we were talking yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So it's those types of relationships that are the most meaningful that will get you through the hardest times. And it doesn't have to be a lot of people. Like it's nice to know a lot of people like in let's loop it back to voiceover. It's nice to know, you know, the community and be a part of the community. um and it's a very lovely and close-knit community when it comes to the people we know,
Yeah.
but
But on the
you don't.
opposite on the opposite side, if you can do it, then by all means go nuts, bro.
Absolutely. But yeah, it doesn't have you don't have to friend everyone. Not everyone is going to be your friend. Um, but like, you know, there's the select people who you really vibe with, who you know, really make your life special. And those are the relationships you should focus on. It doesn't hurt to make more friends and acquaintances, but like it's the like best friend status types of friends
Yeah.
that um are the ones that are going to push you really through everything. And you can find those like anywhere. They don't have to just be people around you, doesn't have to just be your family, doesn't have to be your friends. It can be literally anyone.
I find it so weird. Like, with like it might just be a me thing, but like, I it's really weird. I never like classify people as best friends. Or I think everyone's a good friend to me. Well, I try
Good
to be.
friend.
But like, it's like when people ask like who's my best friend, it's like, oh, I don't want to put them above this other person because they're all really cool,
That's
you know?
valid. No, that's
Yeah.
totally valid. Yeah. I mean, like, sometimes we don't have like best friends. Sometimes we do. It just depends on
It's for
you
me. It's more
and
like it's more like I don't because best it implies that they're better at something, you know.
sure, sure.
But it's more like who knows me the longest, who knows or something who knows me well enough, you know, that kind of
Yeah, like
thing.
who's been with me through the highs and lows
Yeah,
and stuff like
exactly.
that. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, I have like, my childhood um best friend. Okay, like in Filipino culture, like we call our really close family friends like uncles and aunts. So
Oh,
like
you do that
titos and
too? You do that too?
yeah,
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, it's an Asian thing.
Yeah.
But we do that in Filipino culture too. So like we call them titos and titas, and they, they're kids. We grow up with them, and like we're childhood friends, right? And like my childhood friend, like I can consider like one of my best friends, but like also she's essentially my sister. Like her mom and my mom are like best friends, and they like I was raised by her mom as well, and she was raised by my mom, and she was always like here on the weekends for sleepovers and stuff like that. So like I don't know, is that person my best friend? Is the person I chose to friend in school and I've known for 10 years and was my roommate, is that person my best friend? I don't know. But like they're very important people in my lives, and in my lives, multiple lives, in my life, my one life.
Like a cat. So they got 8 more.
9 lives in my life. But I make the effort to be there when they need me, and I know I can rely on them when I need them.
Hell yeah.
Um, so it's
That's all you can really
that's all
ask
you
for.
need.
That's
That's
all
all
you
you
need,
need.
yeah.
So like it's fun to have a fun time with them, go for drinks or dinner, or go on a sleepover or a trip or whatever. But it's
Hell
like
yeah.
it's the people who are gonna stick with you through the thick and thin, and especially the lows.
Oh,
We're there
actually,
for the very highs and the very
yeah.
lows, right?
Now that you
So,
mention it, like what's your favorite
mhm,
drink? Like what's your poison?
like alcoholic,
Yeah, man.
I don't drink that much.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, because
That's
I'm so
good. That's a good
it's
thing.
good. It's good. I'm very tiny, so like it hits me really hard, and I have Asian glow.
Wait, does size matter in terms of drinking? I did not know
It
that.
does because it's your body, processing the alcohol and your liver.
I thought it was just the liver
No,
size that mattered.
well, I mean, your liver is proportional to your size, so like your liver is
Oh,
going to be
that's
bigger than my
true.
liver. So,
That's true.
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
it,
I haven't been drinking like recently. I do like social drinking, but like in terms of like just going out
oh
to the
no,
basement with a 6 pack and just blah blah
no,
blah. No,
no,
no, no.
no,
That's nah, man.
no. Yeah, that's not my cup of tea. It's fine for you. I mean, like do it safely,
Yeah, always do
in
it always safely.
moderation. But yeah, for me, I don't really drink. I like mixed drinks.
Yeah, cocktails. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
there you go.
favorite. That's
Yeah,
my
there you go.
go-to.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
mixed drinks, I guess.
yeah.
I don't have
Favorite
like
cocktail then. Favorite cocktail. Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't have a specific one. I'm just like my cousin is really good at mixing drinks, so she's like,
Nice.
"Hey, can I try something for you?" Or like, "Can I make something for you?" And I'm like, "Go for it." And then I'll try it, and I'm like, "Okay, this is fine."
Brothers
I
of a favorite. Just
never,
brothers of a
I
favorite. Just if it's a drinking end, just like okay.
if it's anything, I'll just try it. Yeah, like I don't have a specific one because I don't do it. It's not as enjoyable for me, so
Not
I just
fair.
don't do it. I don't do it as often.
Not best.
Um, yeah, I'd rather like eat food.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely
um,
eat food before you drink, fellas.
Oh yeah, yeah. For that, yeah. Advice for the people over 21 in the States. I don't know what's the drinking age in New Zealand.
Okay, so all right, so you can drink when you are 16,
16. Okay.
but you can buy drinks when you're 18. 21 means
Okay.
it
The
means nothing.
21, who cares about
Like
21?
who
Yeah.
cares? But like now I can buy drinks in the States or literally
Hey,
anywhere
there you
else.
go. Very
So
perfect. Yeah, yeah.
so yeah.
Perfect. Okay. There you go.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
I know it's like that in other countries too. Like
Yeah.
I went to Germany a few years ago, and like we were with like a bunch of chaperones because it was like a school trip, and the chaperones were like, "You cannot drink." And we're like, "Hey," because we were like 16, right? And
Yeah.
they were like, "You cannot drink in this country. I know it's legal, but you are Americans. You cannot drink." And we're like, "Aw." Okay. So
Okay.
okay.
Alright.
So yeah, I guess it's pretty common to trust your youth in other countries outside the US.
I don't know,
It's
like
true. No, it's actually just true.
I don't know, like everyone's first drinking story is always dodgy at some stage,
Yeah.
There's never like a proper formal way to get
Oh,
into
no
it
way. Oh,
because
no way.
because it's really weird because it's
I don't
really
even
weird.
remember when my first drink was. Like,
My first drink was at a party. We
you
did it.
remember? I don't remember. It
Okay,
wasn't even anything bad. It was probably just like wine, and I just like tried it one day. I don't know.
no, it was at a party. No, it's not too bad. It's not even bad
Okay.
at all. I would say I was literally at a party.
But
And
you
we
remember. I don't even remember mine.
Oh, I remember it very vividly. It
Oh
was a
man, all right.
very crazy night.
All
Because
right, all right.
I was one of the sober ones. Everyone else was out of their mind.
Mm.
But we ended up doing a production Grease. So we finished. This is the rap party. So
Perfect,
I came
perfect.
over, and that was my first drink. My first drink was at 16. So some people in New
What?
Zealand, it's very common to drink way before then. But me, I was a bit later, so I was like, "Hey, I've never drank before." I was like, "Hey, have a beer." I hate beer.
Hey.
Like that's like the worst
Yeah.
thing you could have
It's
possibly
not
given me.
tasty. It's not
Yeah.
tasty.
So I'm like, oh man,
Sorry if anyone drinks beer, but I don't drink beer.
I'm not
I
sorry.
don't
Beer
I don't
sucks.
drink.
Beer sucks. I hate it.
Okay, sorry. No. I
I'm
mean,
not.
like like what you like. It's whatever.
But there's
But for
nothing.
me,
There's nothing in beer. Just foam, and it tastes like shit. you know.
nah, yeah.
I mean,
Eh.
if you wanna get bloated and extend your liver, by all means. But respectfully and also disrespectfully, hell
Respectfully.
no.
Respectfully.
Not for beer. Anything but
Yeah.
beer. But like,
Nah, nah.
but then I had another drink that night. It was like a mix with like Coca-Cola or something, and I was like, okay,
Oh, it's the mix.
this
Yeah,
is a
the
lot
mixed
better.
drinks are, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm like, whenever we drink or whenever I drink with friends, it's always a mixed drink. I never go
Mm-hmm.
for like the straight stuff because that
Yeah.
will destroy me.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah. Also, let's talk about Pokemon because I know you're a Pokemon fan,
Oh
and
my gosh, if
we
you
spoke
couldn't
we
tell by my wall over here.
no,
Okay.
I thought it was Digimon over there or something. I don't know.
No, I
But
don't have any Digimon prints. I'm lacking. I should.
hell yeah. But
But yeah,
we've spoken about Pokemon a lot.
I love Pokemon. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I don't think I've ever asked you what was your first Pokemon game.
My first one, I think it was Ruby and Sapphire
Oh, the
on the
OG
Game Boy.
on the Game Boy
But
Advance.
yeah, I have like three, like literally in the drawer, like on the side
I've
of my
never
desk.
seen one like in real life.
Okay, I'll show you afterwards. But
Okay, because my first game was Pokemon X, so it was on the 3DS.
oh my gosh, so late. Yeah, no, like yeah, I think it was the Game Boy. But my favorite ones are what's it? Ruby and Top. No, that's not right. It's Diamond and Pearl. There we go.
Yeah,
Gen 4. Gen 4. That's the
Gen
best one.
4.
That's the best region. I don't care what any of y'all say. That's the best region.
I'm very biased, and I think Gen 6 is probably one of my favorites.
No,
It might be nostalgia. Everyone shits on Gen 6. I love Gen 6, all right.
No. No,
But
it's
Gen 3 is really
it
good.
had the
I love
it
Gen
had
3.
I liked the Pokemon in it. I liked the innovations it had for the main series. The story was not the best.
I'm not here for the story. I'm here to catch the
I'm not here for
critters.
the story. I'm here for the
I'm
cool ass monsters.
I'm here to catch the critters, be
There
champion.
you go. There you go. That's true. That's true.
And then Mega Evolution, that was like the first 3D
They had
Pokemon game,
megas.
right?
That's true. The megas.
And it was like the first 3D mainstream Pokemon games, like that.
It was. Yep. So huge innovations for the series. But it was just like and customization of your costume and your outfit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love that one.
Hey, but we're getting
we're
ZA, which is Gen 6.
getting ZA.
So hopefully the story's
Megas!
better.
Give me more megas. I need more megas. I'm done. Sorry, Nintendo. I love you, Nintendo. I hope to work with you one day. But for your Pokemon games, can we just go back to megas? Can we please let's go back to megas.
I mean, for ZA we're getting megas, so
I know, but like let's like stop with the innovation of like different ways to transform your Pokemon. I just want megas.
yeah,
I want new forms.
Respectfully, once we got to the Crystal,
Respectfully, Nintendo. I would like
Dynamax was alright, but Crystal's like, oh man, I'm done. Please go back.
what's going on? And then terrestrializing, I'm like, what's going on? I'm just there's so much going on.
When I was playing
when
I was playing Let's Go Pikachu, because I just thought it was like a remake of Kanto, right?
Oh yeah.
But then it was like, wait, you couldn't use Mega
Go
Evolution.
to Johto. Oh yeah, you could go to Mega, you get Megas, and you go to Johto. Like, oh my gosh, have you ever played Heart Gold Soul Silver?
I've played Soul Silver.
Those those are the best games. Like,
I
period.
agree.
But
I
yeah,
agree. Yeah.
those okay, maybe I think a close second is like the GameCube games. If y'all haven't played the GameCube games, so
Yeah, like Pokemon,
Coliseum,
like yeah,
Coliseum
Coliseum, yeah.
And Gale of Darkness. Gale of Darkness. I have it downstairs. I'm gonna play that like later.
Oh,
After
there's one on the Wii. I think I told you about this one. It's like it's kind of similar to Pokemon Coliseum, but it's like it
oh, is
looks
it Battle
really.
Royale
I think so.
or Battle Revolution? Battle Revolution.
Yeah, Battle Revolution. That's probably like one of
Yeah.
my favorites.
Yeah,
I
so good.
I still think it's one of the best looking.
So good. I wish I still had a Wii. My Wii broke, but like I played that
Oh,
so much. Um, it's so good. It's so good. It's Pokemon Stadium, but like better graphics, and I love it.
it's so
Um,
good. Oh
it
my
was
god.
Gen 4 too. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it was Gen 4. Yeah.
But Heart Gold Soul Silver, best freaking games. You get to go to Johto. You get to call the gym leaders and challenge them again. I was like,
Yeah, I think you can
the
still go
Pokemon
back.
follow you? Oh
Yeah,
my.
and I think you can still go back to Kanto if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, so you start in Johto and then you go to Kanto. So like you go to both regions and you can challenge all the gym leaders for both
Yeah, and then
regions. So
you can
you have like 16 badges and I love
yeah,
that.
then
It's
you
so
can
good.
fight Red again, and
Oh
it's
my gosh,
like
it's so
I it's
good.
like bro's just been chilling on like an icy mountain
He's
for
just
like
chilling. But his Pikachu is level 88.
mm.
I'm like, what are you doing?
Like I mean,
But
what is
I
he
beat his
doing?
ass.
Like is he like stand up there all the time? Does he like
Yeah,
come
he's just
down the
well, he's
mountain?
just canonically he's just like training. But like I beat his ass. I was
Yeah,
so proud. I was like, I got you. You're not the strongest trainer anymore. It's me.
I
I
am.
loved it. It was so fun. I love that game. I hope they do more games like that.
I if they do like if you know Gen 10's coming up, so if they do like a
Oh
thing
my
where they're
god, don't even Gen 10. Oh my gosh.
if they do all the
Also, I
gener if
think we're
like
about
all
to
the
end
regions, oh man, that'd be crazy.
soon. Yes, I really that would be insane. But they're not like connected though, so I have no idea how they would
No,
do it.
it'd be like a flight, like a plane trip to like each island or something.
Oh, but it would be a massive game. Switch 2? Switch 2?
Oh,
That'd be
surely,
fun.
surely. Smash
Yeah.
Ultimate 2, whatever.
Smash Ultimate. Oh my gosh.
I'm all right, Jojo. I have one last question for you,
All
my friend.
right, here we go. It's been too long. It's been so long for
Hell
me.
yeah, but I've been having a blast. I don't know about
I've
you.
been having a blast too. I've spoken so many things.
I just want you to play
Um,
Genshin at this point.
and no, I'm gonna play Zenless Zone Zero,
Oh,
the
that's a
new
new
one.
one that came out. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, I need to.
But yeah, but okay.
Maybe I can actually be in time with that game because
There you
Genshin's like
go.
so
It
big.
just dropped. It just dropped today. So
Oh, hell yeah,
check
easy.
it out.
All right,
Go
bet.
check
All
it out.
right. But yeah,
Not
my
a
last.
plug. I'm not sponsored, but you can sponsor me
You
if you want.
can if
If you want.
yeah.
But anyway, hit me with your last question.
My last question is:
Alrighty.
as a voice actor of 2 years, about to be 3-ish soonish, as far as I know. But yeah, as someone who just started, or I wouldn't say so. I think I would say a relatively seasoned at this point, given how you've spoken and your work. I would say. I'm just glazing you, but like I don't know. But I want to say, do you have any pieces of advice to voice actors who are either wanting to get into it, starting out, or people who are like already within their journey?
I mean, that was everything I talked about for the
Oh, well,
past
fuck
like
you then. I'm just
2
gonna
hours.
give you another. Fuck, I'm just giving you another question then.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can do more. Advice to new people: just do it. Just take the plunge and don't be afraid. Or be afraid and utilize that energy to create something beautiful. Because I remember my first voiceover class, I was terrified. I didn't speak. I was very scared. And like I didn't perform as well as I thought I could. But that's just me, like in my head. But like I was terrified to let people just judge me on my voice, and like it scared me so much. But then the more I did it, the more I got into the room and did the work and became more secure in how I sounded and who I was, the better it got. Like I took classes literally almost every day for a month.
Yeah,
Um, it wasn't cheap, but like I thrived in it. It was exactly the places I wanted to be.
yeah,
I learned so much, and it's just an opportunity to play and be someone else for a little bit
Yeah.
and learn from each other and see other people grow and change and
I mean, I should know.
embody.
I should know. I was there.
I know you were there for so
Decent
many of
amount of
them. My
those.
God. So funny. But yeah, it just do it and start with education, start with learning how to act. That's what everyone tells you. I'll say it too because apparently it's
Yeah.
the advice everyone says.
Yeah.
So
Actually, you
yeah,
know what?
and
I'm gonna change the question just a little bit.
okay, yeah,
Tiny
let's do
little
it.
bit. Because you
Yeah, I
mentioned
mean, if no, there's so much, like, I think everything I literally said
you've
leading up
covered
to this
like,
question
yeah.
is
But
everything
I promise this one,
new and seasoned voice actors
yeah,
should think about. So
for
hit me
real.
with another one if you want. Yeah.
Hell yeah. This one will be a bit simpler. Well, maybe not.
Okay.
Maybe
We'll
not.
see. For me,
Okay.
who knows?
But you mentioned a while ago, you know, as long as you're doing better than your past self, every day,
Mm-hmm.
then that will bring you like that true fulfillment and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So in regards to that, if you were to go back in time and see the young little Jonna Lynn Alonso, what would you what's like one thing you would say to her?
Oh man, this is a hard question.
Yes. Come on.
Let's see. I would probably tell her that it's gonna be okay. Like you're gonna do stuff that you love and you're gonna learn so much and you're gonna be happy. Like I wasn't not happy, but like you're gonna stay at least content. Um More so than you were, back then. However, whichever version of me we're talking to. Um Even the me from yesterday, like just telling myself that um like everything is fine. Everything works out the way it should. Karma, fate, however y'all want to think about it. But like things work out the way it should. The universe hopefully balances itself out. Whatever shitty things you're experiencing, hopefully it balances out to good things. Um, just be prepared if you have a lot
Yeah.
of good things going on, be prepared for dry seasons. Be prepared for, life to hit you in the gut and things like that. But yeah, it's just keep doing what you love, keep loving, keep being kind, um, keep at it, because it's hard, and the next goal you're eventually going to reach it, and you in the past you like never even thought you would get there. Like I graduated high school, never thought I would graduate high school. At that time, not that I wasn't like bad at high school, like I graduated with honors.
I mean, let's
I
be real.
totally
Everyone's bad at high school. Let's be real.
was bad in high school. But like, it's hard to think that far forward, right? So it's like, you go through schooling for however long and then you finish high school. You're like, oh man, now my next goal is to finish college. And
Yeah,
then you finish
hindsight really
college.
just changes everything once you finish it.
It does. Literally, yeah. So it's like, I'm still relatively young and like I recently finished college like a few years ago, but like my biggest goal was to like finish college, but then things shifted and I was like, now I want to finish college early, and I was able to do it. And then I took the gap year and I was like, what the hell do I want to do with my life? It was a lot of soul searching and things
Mm.
like that, and it took me back, it took me here. So like I can't knock anything that happened in the past because of that. Because it brought
Yeah,
me to things I love doing and
hell yeah.
bring me joy. Also bring me grief, like a lot, like it's balance, right? Um, but yeah,
It do be a one-sided relationship voiceover. It's like it's always one-sided, but you're gonna always be simping.
yeah, true. It's true. Um, I mean,
So
the
be the
reason I
simp.
got exactly like the reason I got into voice acting was because like I looked up to so many people who dominate in this space and continue to do great work, but also be great people and
Yeah,
and just be awesome. Like my role model is Christina V. Like
hell yeah.
I love Christina V. I love the work she does. I admire her journey. Not only as a creator but also as a person, and the things that she's experienced and continues to work through is admirable, and I admire that immensely.
And you say
So it's like
Mars.
yeah. So it's the flaws that make people interesting
Yeah,
and people and make them grounded too. So it's like it's not all the good things or the bad things. It's a mix of both. But like
Yeah.
it's, you know, it seeing people not at their lowest, but like, seeing that they're human and seeing that they make mistakes and
Yeah. But
um
even if they do go to their lowest, it's I wouldn't it's kind of like
seeing
it's
them like get back up.
pick themselves back up. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all about
That's
those
the
moments.
inspiring thing.
Every
Yep,
like 20
exactly.
like for me specifically, 2024 is a healing arc, but 2025, oh man, we're gonna pop
Oh
off
my
so
God,
hard.
we're cooking, right?
We're so
Um,
cooking. Oh my god.
Absolutely. Yeah, like
Hell yeah.
yeah, absolutely. So like, I'm very fresh in my career too, like and same with life. Like I'm so young and um I just want to like keep doing what I love and hopefully do that for the rest of my life.
Hell yeah.
But also like experience life as I can and like while I still have the ability to and the independence to like I want to travel more.
Yeah.
I want to meet more people. I want to experience new things. I want to,
I still want to go to Japan so badly. Oh my god.
Japan is amazing. I love Japan. But yeah, it's things like that that keep me going and keep little Jonna going. And um, yeah, it's finding the joy in the little things and taking everything day by day and the baby steps to get to your goal because you're eventually going to reach your goal and then you set a new goal and then you work towards that goal. Like I've worked on projects I never thought I would ever work on. And I've booked things that aren't out yet that I'm like, how did I even book that? Um, so like I surprise myself every day. And that's it's awesome. Uh, so like, keeping an open mind about all that. And yeah, it's really the baby steps too. So it's like
Yeah.
um just keeping it's like culmination of everything I have said
Yeah.
this
And
interview.
I wouldn't have it
um
any other way,
yeah, it's a great conclusion
Yeah.
question.
Speaking of conclusion, thank you. And
Yeah,
that brings the interview to a close.
there you go. Yeah, I said
We
too much.
nah, honestly, we could go on forever, but
No, it's true.
I wanna make sure the viewers, have dinner and
Yeah,
shit.
if you guys made it this far, like kudos
You're
to you. I
you're a
give you a
real one, honestly.
gold star
Yo, give me your PayPal,
heart.
bro.
Yeah,
um uh
for real.
but yeah, dude, thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for
Thank
being
you for having me.
no,
It's been a pleasure.
thank you for
Yeah.
being open and vulnerable like this.
Of course.
As
It's so fun. Like
and
I have
listen,
there's so much in my brain that I have been meaning to get out into ether. So like having it through this platform is super fun.
no, I
So thank
appreciate
you.
it. No,
Yeah.
thank you. Like we've rambled plenty of times in the
Oh
past, so
yeah.
doing
Oh
it on a
yeah.
live call makes you kind of realize how long we've
Yeah.
actually been doing things
We
for.
do this all the time. We do this all
Yeah,
the time.
like sometimes we
I do this with so many people too. I love getting on a call and then we just vibe for like 4 hours. Like that's
if you were to like tell me like how much of this time would have taken like a month ago, like during this sort of like time period, like the 2 hour mark, I would have been like, I don't know, like halfway through the Kingdom Hearts lore or something.
Oh my gosh, guys. If you ever want a rundown of the Kingdom Hearts franchise through Kingdom Hearts 3, I can give it in 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
Vic,
I just finished one actually. I forgot to tell you that. I just finished Kingdom Hearts
oh,
1. So yeah,
okay. You got to tell me afterwards how
hell
you like
yeah.
it. But yeah, thank you for having me. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you. But yeah, do you have any voice actors you would like to see here on the OverVoice Hot
Ooh,
Seat Mix?
my some of my besties are Deshaun Ricks.
That's the
I love
third
him.
person who's mentioned to Sean. I think I should
Okay,
just have him.
I think you gotta
I
reach
gotta
out
have
to
him
him.
on. I think I should
Yeah,
have
he's
him on.
great. He's wonderful. He's so kind. Great support. Great support to the community. He's a wonderful
For
person.
real. I
Um,
agree.
and then Logan Rapasso. I love them too.
Love Logan. Love Logan to bits.
Yeah, they're great. Um, yeah, I think those are the people who jump to mind first. Love them lots. They're so kind. I chat with them every day too.
Hell yeah.
So like they came into my life very early in my voiceover career and have stuck with me
Hell yeah.
through now. So I'm very grateful for their presence and their kindness and their vulnerability too. Because I remember I was talking with Logan so much about Pokemon. Like we talked for hours about Pokemon. That's how we bonded.
Yeah, like Deshaun and Logan are very kind
Yeah,
people.
no, like people just
Right.
reach out to me because I post stupid shit and they're like, dude, you like that too? And
Yeah,
then
like but
we
like
talk
those two
for days.
specifically, like they've just been nothing but kind to me, man. Like so,
Yeah,
and that
they're
reflects
so kind.
and same with you as well. Like, goddamn. Oh, it's so sweet.
Of
You guys are,
course, of
you guys are,
course.
well, you guys are so wholesome little beans.
We're
It's
so
so nice.
wholesome. Yay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
do you
just
have
doing,
anybody else you had in mind, or just those two?
oh my God, there's so many other people. But I think those are the biggest two. I'm sorry, everyone else. I truly love you, but I can't think of your names at the moment.
No, she doesn't. She hates you. She hates you.
No, that's not true. It's not true. No, I love my community so much. No, literally, like, there's so many other people I could name, but
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's because like those two like are always in my DMs, so I always just like they're always in my mind.
Hell yeah.
In the best way. I love you guys. But
yeah, do
I don't
you,
know if I have more people. I'll let you know.
Jojo, where can people find you on social media?
You can find me everywhere at Jonna Lynn Alonso. You can find, I mainly use Twitter and Instagram, but I also have a website, which is also jonnalynnalonso.com, where all my voice work is and stuff like that. And I don't know, I'm on the miscellaneous stuff too. Like I'm on Facebook, I'm on Blue Sky, Threads, LinkedIn, whatever. You can follow me if you want, but
It's
like
gonna be
the
the
main one.
longest plug in the description of all time. I'm gonna
Oh
find
my
every
gosh. So
one
like
of these,
here's
by the
every
way.
single link. But yeah, the main ones are like Twitter and Instagram, if you're into that stuff. But
Hell yeah.
it's just my name, all undercase, or all lowercase and one word. It's just Jonna Lynn Alonso.
Yeah,
Um,
remember guys, it's Jonna like John Cena. It's
it's
that.
like John Cena. It's like Donna with a J. That's what I tell people.
Oh, that's clever. That's clever. But
Yeah,
like,
so they know how to say it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to fuck up Jonah. Like, what are they gonna do? Like with a G?
Some people say Jonah, some people say Joanna. My biggest pet peeve is when because I put my name is everywhere in my email. It's like it's my actual name in my email. Like when I send the email, I put my name in like the subject line most of the time, and my name is there as my signature. It even has like a pronunciation in my signature. But if people end up typing "Hi Joanna," I get really peeved about it. So please
Ghosted.
get my name right
Blocked.
because it's not that hard. I wouldn't think.
No, I
But
get it. I've been raised like people mispronounce my name all the goddamn time.
yeah,
So like
yeah, pronunciations, it's like okay, but I'm like
yeah.
Joanna is literally incorrect. So
Yeah, yeah. But like, so
I'm
I
like,
try, I try my best to like everybody's names right. It's like, and if I
oh,
get it wrong,
yeah,
it's a huge stab to my
blow to
pride.
my
Like,
ego.
like my pride. I became who I hated. You know.
Oh no, I've
But
become my worst enemy.
but yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Of
Thank you guys
course.
so much for watching. Like what, like 2 hours almost.
If you
Yeah,
made it this far, like I think you deserve like a reward. Like you
yeah. Give me your
it's
yeah.
like a PlayStation achievement for like
Yeah,
sticking it out this long.
yes, yeah. Send proof.
Um,
Give me your PayPal, and we'll sort something out.
oh my gosh.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but we'll see. I'm half joking, half not, but we'll see.
Money, money.
But
We all gotta make
yeah,
a living.
hell
But
yeah.
yeah, thanks for having me. It's super fun.
No
I
worries.
hope
Thank you.
everyone took, a little bit of something and um got to know me little bit more. I'm just a person who exists in the ether. Vic was kind enough to invite me on. But I'm just one person. So like take whatever I say to heart or don't.
Hey,
I don't
no,
whatever.
you're more than just a person. You're the goat. You're the goat,
Oh,
dude.
no. I appreciate it, but no. But yeah, thank you for having me. It's
No,
been
thank
so
you.
fun. We've been on
Um,
this so long.
hell yeah. But yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again for coming, Jonna, and bye everybody.